All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Full Moon and Cancer Pandemic Edition Part 1. I didn't expect to be making this video this early in the week, but due to the schedule, I kind of have to. So I'll be breaking this up again. And it's just, I guess, the way it has to be now, and that's fine. But I'll be using the Inside Degrees by Ellis Lonsdale, who channeled all the zodiac degrees and astrology from God Source Creator, whomever you believe in. And then I read the descriptions on my notebook because I can't show you on my laptop. It lags. So, and then I use numerology and tarot also along with that, and then I explain it all in a way for everybody to understand. Plus, these descriptions have riddles hidden in them, so if you've been watching the Shane series or the Sag Eclipse series that I did, you know. So again, when I figure out these riddles and break them up and simplify them, they're a message from God if you're new here. And we're doing this because I want to know what God has to say about the pandemic because we all deserve it. And when they come up, I'll let you know. But it doesn't come up in this part, but it's still very interesting. So, well, I guess it kind of does. You'll know when you watch this video. Anyways, let's get started. All right, so full moons are about clarity, coming full circle to anything cancer related. And since we're talking about the pandemic, we're coming full circle about being at home and quarantine. So the only aspect to start with next is the moon, which is funny because the moon rules Cancer and Cancer is home for the full moon. So it's already significant, especially because it's the last full moon of the year. So the moon 9 degrees Cancer reads, a skeleton playing a flute. Death is a haunting accompanist to the tender side of life. The spine-tingling touch of death close at hand renders poignant and accentuates what is vital in the world of the living. So it's funny that this description talks about the world because we do have the Cancerian house with the Aquarian house together in this chart. I'm sorry I can't show you guys, but Aquarius is the world. So the 9 and the 9 degrees Cancer is the Hermit, and which talks about searching, isolation, looking inside your soul. And then we have Cancer, which rules homes and patterns. And the touch of death renders poignant is talking about forced change and transformations because you're being touched, it's forced. And death in the tarot is changes and transformations. So forced change and transformations in the world and collective brings sadness and regret for the world and the collective to think, why didn't we see this all sooner? Why didn't we connect the dots? The regret of letting it get so far, but accentuates what is vital in the world of the living is the very reason or lesson we needed to experience to know what's important in our regular life. It takes courage to dance with death, for fear is natural under the circumstances. You have to play fear and turn it into the music of courage. We as a collective don't want to be sad and regretful of our own mistakes. And the only way to do that is using courage and strength to fight and counter these negative feelings. And in a dance, there's one leading and one following. The masculine leads and the feminine follows. The masculine is courage and strength, and the feminine is emotions, naturally. And when the feminine leads, in this case, it's out of balance, it's negative. And, astrology is saying, but it happens sometimes. Fear is natural under the circumstances. So we're coming full circle about our negative emotions, and the moon rules emotions also. So there's that. And then what's next is the ascendant, 3 degrees Virgo. So the ascendant is the first house Aries, which is you individually, the self. And the 3 degrees is the third house, Gemini, which is what is being said and communicated. And when I read the inside degrees on this, I felt it. I felt the pain of the collective because I know what this is about. It's the pain. Sorry, I had to break this up. I thought something was wrong with the recorder, but I guess it's fine. Anyways, so it's the pain and the regret of the collective when it comes to them working hard or making ends meet for the vaccine. And for what? And to whom does this money go to? Which just the collective realizes that they were a slave. And the ascendant Virgo, 3 degrees read, a woman doing delicate embroidery, painstaking labors in several planes of existence, the mind being slowly restrung and systematically and by erosion of what was assumed or taken as given, multiple worlds crying out for refinement, repair, repolarization, and release. And this also aligns with the world being going to be in a state of suspension in the Aries full moon video, and it was at MC 3 degrees Virgo, and now it's at ascendant 3 degrees Virgo. And the difference in the MC in the video was Capricorn being leadership, the collective going to look for leadership. And then the ascendant is you, self, everybody individually, which matches up with the Aries full moon video. So Aries full moon, and then the ascendant Aries. And the next, the inside degrees read, but inside the next spiral there lives a knowingness and a beingness in tune with the earth and heaven. It is rhythmically synchronized with the ancient and future, the forgotten and the unknown. Also matches up with the Sagittarius eclipse solved for X riddle. So I'm going to reread the simplified riddle so that I could just bring it all together. Death is a force that brings something holy, and this is the X factor to the human equation. And death is the problem. And we just talked about that with the moon right now, which matches up. And that's just, sorry. It's like when I explain this, my mind is blown because I just found this out like earlier and I'm still blown by this whole thing. So, in the Sagittarius solve for X riddle, a threshold awareness that hugs between worlds and bows before a God who resides over the living and the dead. And as we covered in the Sagittarius video, the edge between the worlds is the earth and heaven, which matches up with the 3 degrees Virgo quote, in tune with earth and heaven. And then the next line in this 3 degrees Virgo quote, rhythmically synchronized with the ancient and future, which matches up, but it's a different analogy. And then the next line in the Sagittarius Sol for X riddle says, bows before a God that resides over the living and the dead. And I had talked about in that video how something dead is something forgotten, and we're talking about ancient and future. the forgotten and the unknown in the 3 degrees Virgo. And I said that I seemed like, you know, it all seemed like something was merging, and all of these quotes and these degrees and the astrological events are merging, and I'm just like, well, like, this is insane. So what does it all mean? I don't know. But this is just everything that I've got so far. I can't wait for part two. That's going to be uploaded tomorrow. So I hope you guys liked this part one. I don't know what else to say. I'm just so mind blown right now. But yeah, I'll see you guys later.